So yes, I'm fully aware that Manchester United are a bit of a Marmite team. You either love them or you hate them. And I know many of you watching this really do hate them. But as we did yesterday with the England video, I thought, considering the fact that Manchester United yesterday, as of filming this, have just released their new 24-25 home shirt, I thought this would be the perfect time to rank the 10 greatest Manchester United shirts of all time. Just as we did yesterday with the England video, we're not only going to be including the home shirts, we're going to include the away, the third, even the bloody goalkeeper shirts, but we're also going to be ranking them based on not only the aesthetics, the way they look, but obviously that with a little bit of nostalgia thrown in as well, because you know most of us Manchester United fans, especially the ones that sound like this, are nostalgia merchants, and I very much fall into that category. So ladies and gents, stick the thumbs up and get involved in the comments as we look at what I consider the top 10 greatest Manchester United shirts of all bloody time.
Take a bow, David Beckham. A goal you'll see over and over again.
So yes, I know a lot of you hate Manchester United, but don't worry, we're going to do videos like this on all clubs in the Premier League, Championship, Bundesliga, Zweite Bundesliga, many different leagues. We're going to look at top 10 shirts, so don't worry, we'll feature your club hopefully soon. We're even going to go to Dirty Leeds in a few weeks' time, so stay tuned for that one. But losing my voice after that England game a couple of days ago, shouting at the TV. I can't be shouting at the TV anymore, England. Don't do it to me this weekend. But yes, before we crack on with the list, United have just released the new home shirt. I was hoping to have my fake version by Soccer03 here by now, but the order's taken forever to arrive. But before we crack on with the list, what do you think of the new shirt in comparison to last year's shirt? Is it better? Is it worse? For me, I do love the black on the Manchester United shirts. The new one is very red with a white trim, not as much black on the shirts. But this list is going to be a bit controversial, not just because we've got non-Manchester United fans watching, but also to those United fans, you're going to be screaming at me for some of my choices because I've left out a few iconic shirts, such as the incredible 1996 to 1998 shirt, the one with the button. Now, we spoke about England's shirts around this time, around 98, and the button and how gorgeous they were. This is a fantastic shirt. It narrowly missed out on the top 10. The reason I didn't put it in the top 10 is because this is a child's version. This is my version as a kid. It is the most unflattering, baggy, bloody shirt of all time. I know baggy has kind of come back in, and it was very much a part of 90s fashion, baggy shirts, but this, it doesn't complement anyone's physique. Not that we're trying to look good, but we wear these retro shirts to try and look good. So as much as visually it looks quite good, we love the fact that obviously it's got the theatre of dreams. There's loads going on within the shirt. Unfortunately, it's not on the list. But number 10 on the list is, maybe this is a controversial choice as well, because I've put number 10 as what many people consider the greatest Manchester United shirt of all time, and that is the 90 to 92 away shirt. It was the final shirt Adidas did, the final away shirt. It's that flamboyanty, bluey, light bluey white kind of colour scheme. It's a crazy shirt. It's very iconic. A lot of people look back at that shirt as an iconic shirt. Arsenal have got the bruised banana from around that time. Liverpool have got lots of green and white kits. We've got that kit. Now, I don't actually have that shirt, but I do have a bucket hat version. So yeah, I'm not as keen on that shirt as most Manchester United fans are, but I understand how iconic it is and how a lot of people will definitely put it in their top 10. So for me, I had to sneak it into the top 10 just to keep people happy. It's nice, I just don't think it's as nice as people often make out. Maybe it's my age, you know, I started watching football around 94. I was born in 89, so maybe that's why it wasn't part of my childhood. But there we go, number 10, the 90 to 92 Adidas away shirt. I mean, looking at my list as well, I'm really going to upset some people, but I'm sure you'll kind of agree with a lot of mine on the list, so hopefully it's going to be okay. But I just want to say as well that there's no kit from the modern Adidas era. We've just included an Adidas shirt. I'm talking about the current era, the one that Adidas took over Nike. When was that? 2015-ish. It wasn't long ago. It's been less than 10 years. I've got none of the shirts over the past decade. You know, who's going to forget the zebra shirt from a few years ago? Was that the away or the third? Crazy shirt. I really enjoyed that one, but it just didn't quite make the list. There's even the cheeky pink one. I think we beat PSG in that kit, didn't we? I mean, the home shirt from 22-23, that was really nice. I've got that over there. Let's go and wander. Again, I mean, Erik ten Hag's first year in charge, it was a good season, and I think this is an incredibly beautiful shirt, but it didn't quite make the list, unfortunately. But what does make the list, ladies and gents, in 9th place, I really wanted to put this higher, but it has fallen in 9th place, is this beauty over here. Of course, I'm talking about the lush start of the golden era, essentially, when Manchester United won the Premier League in the first ever Premier League when it got rebranded. Obviously, they probably should have won the title the year before when Leeds won the bloody title, but they wore this in the first 2 years of the Premier League season from 1992 to 1994. The reason I didn't rank it a little bit higher, it's kind of come back in fashion now. You see a lot of United fans wearing this shirt at games and stuff. The laces are something that will just never happen now with health and safety and stuff. But I love a collar, and obviously so did the king, Eric Cantona. You've got the MUFC kind of Umbro artwork within the shirt. Now this is a genuine shirt. Some shirts that I'll show you today are DHgate fakes, but this was from Classic Football Shirts. The reason I didn't put it higher on the list, or lower on the list, however you want to put it, is because I just think, I don't know why I didn't put it higher on the list. I'm baffled, but you'll see because we've got some cracking shirts. But there we go, number 9. Now number 8 on the list is one, again, I don't have, but I should have, because I made that bloody Soccer 03 order for the fake shirts like a month ago and they've still not arrived. But I did, as part of that order, have the iconic green and yellow 50-50. I think it was the 3rd shirt that ran alongside that one with the laces. It had those iconic laces as well, but the reason it edges the home one is it had the shield around the badge. Obviously this just has the emblem on its own, which is fine, but I think that shield just adds a little bit extra class. Obviously we're never going to see a shirt in that colour scheme whilst the Glazers still own at least a part of Manchester United, because obviously in more recent times it's become, the green and yellow's become the anti-Glazer, the Glazers out kind of colour scheme, so it's just never going to happen, is it? So I think, I mean, the aesthetics of it, yellow and green, probably, my missus thinks the shirt's ugly. I'm sure if you're walking down the street, women would look at you and think, oh, what the hell is that guy wearing? But you know, United fans will be looking at you thinking, yes, mate, that is gorgeous. So if you are new to the channel, you might be thinking, where the hell is this guy from? What the hell is that Wurzel accent? Well, originally I'm from Herefordshire, now live in Gloucestershire. The reason I'm mentioning this is when I moved from Herefordshire to here in Cheltenham, I seem to have lost most of my football shirts from like a whole decade's worth, from like 2010 to like 2020. I have no idea where any of the shirts went. I just hope they turn up, because next on the list, number 7, is it? Yes, number 7 is an end of an era shirt. I know not a lot of people will put this shirt in their top 10 because, again, it's a little bit Marmite. We've got the 2012-2013 shirt, and you only think of one man when you see that shirt, and that is Robin van Persie. He basically won us the title in what was Fergie's last ever season at Manchester United. Obviously, he scored so many iconic goals, and I think that era of Nike shirts were really, really nice. Nike, I'm not sure how you say it. We say Nike around here. The one before was lovely. The one after was really nice, but obviously tarnished from David Moyes' run. But I just thought that shirt is different. There's not many shirts like that ever, in terms of not just Man United shirts, just shirts in general. It's almost got like a tartany kind of design. What a fantastic shirt. If it doesn't turn up soon, I'm going to bloody buy it. Now, the next shirt on the list, I think, will raise some eyebrows. Remember at the start of the video I said we're not just including home shirts, away shirts. We've already included an away shirt, but we're also including goalkeeper shirts. Now, this is obviously my childhood one. I know, to To the naked eye, if you saw that on first impression, you think, what the hell? And especially our younger viewers who weren't around in the 90s when goalkeeper shirts were absolutely bloody crazy, like this one. But for me, who grew up in the 90s, very much in the Premier League era, where marketing was massive and goalkeeper shirts were crazy, for me, when I think of the Great Dane, Peter Schmeichel, I think of this shirt. He had this from 94 to 96. The design is fantastic. Umbro did use it in other clubs' goalkeeper shirts, but I don't think anyone had this colour scheme exactly, with the lime green, with the blue, with that orange. I just think it's absolutely fantastic. And not only was Cantona one of my idols as a kid, Beckham, I was just a massive fan of Peter Schmeichel. I literally had every single goalkeeper shirt around that time as well. But this one here is my favourite. I think with goalie shirts, you can wear them in the winter because they're warm and cosy, the 90s ones. And I know not everyone's going to put it in their top 10. I did actually bomb out a shirt I'll mention at the end to make room for this one. But there we go. What a bloody beauty. Case in point over here, ladies and gents. Look at some of these crazy designs. I mean, they're crazy. I just don't think like that shirt is anywhere near as iconic as the previous one. They obviously went down this kind of era with a zip, didn't they? Got this one over here. I've got so many goalie shirts, but you can tell over there in the distance, just by the fact that I've still got the shorts and the socks, that green one was definitely the best. Now again, going back to that story of how my shirts have just gone missing, unfortunately, well not unfortunately, it deserves to take place on the list. I'm going for the 2006-2007 shirt, that beautiful one with AIG on the front, that gold trim. When I think of this shirt, I think of like Cristiano Ronaldo, a fantastic shirt. But this was the era where shirts were worn for 2 seasons, not 1, but we only wore that for 1 season. Before that, we had the Total 90 shirt, and I loved the Total 90 range back in the day, but I just thought that iconic one that Rooney wore with a little bit of a rip, I don't think it was United's greatest ever home shirt. And then the one after, I think, I'll get onto that in a moment, the one after, but there we go, the 06-07 one, beautiful shirt. Yeah, great collar, fits lovely. I just wish I had it to show you, but hopefully one day they'll turn up. So what is going to be next on the list? Is it going to be this iconic early 90s away? No. We've got some mid to late 90s ones over here. Is it going to be any of those? No. What about the lovely home from the mid 90s? No. Definitely not that one. Not the blue and white. Oosh, yes, unfortunately this is a DHgate fake. Looks pretty close, apart from that god awful Umbro font, nothing like the real font, but the badge is looking alright. Ladies and gents, next on the list we've got what many people will call the Cantona Kung Fu Kick shirt. Obviously Eric the King wore that when he Kung Fu kicked the Crystal Palace fan, but not only is it iconic from moments, not that we should be celebrating Kung Fu kicking a fan, but the fact that it just looks beautiful, it fits beautifully. And I did almost buy the real version of this shirt from Classic Football Shirts. It was like 250 quid, so I opted to buy the red laces one. But this is still an iconic shirt. I think they wore this from, was it 94 to 96? Let me check my notes. No, Roy, you should know that. The 93 to 95 they wore this, kind of along with that green and yellow one. It really was a golden era for kits. I loved Umbro in the 90s, and I'm sure most of you will have this shirt in your top 10. Now earlier on I said controversially I've not picked a shirt that many, especially our younger viewers, will consider one of the greatest Manchester United shirts, and that is the 07 to 09 shirt, I think it is, yes. And it is the shirt that on Football Kit Archive has been voted as the best. The most people, everyone is saying that is the best kit according to Football Kit Archive. I disagree. It's not made my top 10. I just think it's a little bit plain. I love the white stripe along the back. Again, I think of Cristiano Ronaldo and like Carlos Tevez and players like that around that time. But for me, as great as it was in terms of we won the Champions League in that shirt, I just don't think it's better than some of the ones we've put on the list. However, speaking of Champions League wins, another predictable one. These top 3 are going to be really, really predictable. Again, a 90s nostalgia merchant. I could not have a top 10 list without the iconic zip shirt. Obviously this is an original, but my childhood one. I like this era of Umbro. They went with that kind of fabric that was used. I think Everton might have had this around this time as well. I think, did Everton have a zip too? I'm not too sure, but it's an iconic shirt. I think even non-Manchester United fans can agree that the aesthetics of this shirt are really good. I went for Beck's on the back, and he was incredible in that treble winning season. Obviously got loads of stick off the back of the 98 World Cup, but he came back stronger than ever, and essentially this was probably one of Beckham's greatest ever seasons at Manchester United. I love this kind of trim as well. They used to have a similar thing in the early 90s around the sleeve. We saw it in like the England Italian 90s shirt. But that is beautiful in my opinion. Absolutely love it. And as a reminder, there's not a gold patch on there because the season before with the button, Arsenal obviously won the double. But then we went and won the treble, so it's all good. Now I've just noticed to the side of me here, this is the shirt that would follow that beautiful zip shirt. How boring is this shirt here? How boring is the 2000 to 2002 shirt? It's no wonder Umbro stopped making Man United shirts after this point. Obviously they would agree a deal with Nike, but this is just boring. I know a lot of people do like this shirt. I think Ruud van Nistelrooy signed when we had this shirt. I went for Dwight York, loved Yorkie back in the day, but it's just, for me, one of Manchester United's most boring home shirts ever. So, the penultimate one, number 2 in the list, guys. The next two are going to be obvious, but for me, this shirt was worn in my most favourite ever moment as a child. Again, I know we get a lot of stick not living near Manchester, supporting United, but as a young United fan, how old would I have been? Like 10 years old at the time, when I saw Giggsy make that run versus Arsenal in that infamous or famous FA Cup semi-final replay at Villa Park, wearing this shirt. For me, it was my greatest ever Man United moment. I loved that goal by Giggs at the time, because I don't anymore. I absolutely hated Arsenal, so that helped. And it was just everything you want from a match. Schmeichel saved a penalty from Dennis Bergkamp. Keano got sent off. I just love this shirt. And if you've seen the new Manchester United third shirt that's coming out, it's very, very similar to this kit right here. It's white with the black and red sort of stripes, horizontal stripes, a little bit similar to Sao Paulo. I went for Sheringham on the back at the time. Absolutely love this shirt. So this is my second favourite shirt of all time. But any 90s United fan is going to put this as their winner, surely. Number 1 is an obvious one, guys. I think we'll all agree that the greatest Manchester United shirt of all time is... Nah. It's going to be the Champions League winning shirt, isn't it? It's going to be the famous... And Solskjaer has won its shirt from, I was going to say from 99, but they actually wore this from 1997 to the year 2000. And correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it like a throwback to when United won the 68 Champions League? I'm not too sure. There weren't many people that were doing special Champions League shirts at the time, so it was quite a novelty. But that shiny gold and silvery badge is just beautiful. But you can't really tell from a kid's shirt. Weirdly, I've got Premier League printing. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But I've got Andy Cole on the back. But I don't know if you can see that. The tapering along the bottom, it's like curved. The fit of this shirt was a lot different than 90s football shirts at the time. We spoke earlier on about them being incredibly baggy. But this one here, not just from the fabric, but the shape of it, it was almost like tailored. It would just flow off your body. And I know I was a kid at the time, but it just fitted. I've put on the adult versions and they fit beautifully. They fit like a modern day shirt with that classic 90s look. For me, it's got everything. It's got the sharp sponsor, Umbro, a classic United badge, and it would have been one of the last times they had the old badge, Manchester United Football Club, and then obviously they just changed it to Manchester United. It really is gorgeous. There we go, guys. Do you agree with my top 10 greatest Manchester United shirts of all time? Obviously, there's a heavy influence from 90s nostalgia on the list. I mean, in terms of honourable mentions, we could go all the way back to the 70s when Admiral were making the shirts. I loved that away shirt. I say loved like I was there, but from pictures I've seen, that the 70s away shirt, the white one with the black sort of trim, black stripes, Really is nice. They wore that for a number of years. Again, those that grew up in the 80s are probably going to be fond of some of the Adidas kits from the 80s. For me, maybe it's because I didn't grow up in the 80s, but, well, I did. I was born in 89. But the shirts, I think, are a little bit overrated. I really like the blue one that was worn. There were similar kind of designs over the years. I know United have recently released that, or re-released that, should I say. But again, I almost put on the 03-05 Nike one, the black away, where John O'Shea did the chip at Highbury. Any black shirt is beautiful. We've mentioned the Kung Fu Kick one. Let's give an honourable mention to one that is often forgotten about, and that was from the late 90s, early 2000s, I think. Let's go and have a look. A lot of people forget this shirt. Again, was it the 99-2000 season? I can't remember, but it really is a lovely shirt. It's very similar to that Cantona Kung Fu Kick one. It's got like a lime green trim, and I went for Dwight York on the back. But not only did they have a gorgeous black shirt in the late 90s and the late 2000s, who remembers the one that went with the one I didn't include from, was it like 2008-ish time? I had that shirt again in the collection that's got lost. A beautiful shirt. Absolutely love that shirt as well. So we've got a bit of a new schedule on Rise Football Paradise. Every Monday and Tuesday I'm going to be uploading similar videos to this, like top 10 lists, like top 10 kits, top 10 moments and so on, filmed here in Football Paradise HQ. But my filming day out and about is now Wednesdays, where I'm hoping to film 2 videos every week. One will be uploaded on a Thursday, one will be uploaded on a Friday. Then obviously when the season begins in a month or two, a couple of months time, still got a long way to go, we can obviously do match day action on the weekend. Let us know in the comments below what top 10 list you want to see next. Do you want me to focus on another club's top 10 kits? Let us know in the comments below. Have my picks been right, or are they absolutely outrageous? And I'll see you Thursday for a video out and about. Where we're going to be, you'll have to tune in and find out. I'll see you then.